Hey there! If you've ever worked in Korea or collaborated with Korean teams, you know their work culture can be quite different. It's like stepping into a whole new world with its own set of customs and etiquette. Today, I want to share some tips on navigating the unspoken rules and expectations in the Korean workplace. Trust me, understanding these nuances can make all the difference in your experience. So if you're ready to unlock the secrets of Korean work culture, let's dive right in. Alright, imagine this. You're in a meeting and your manager drops a big decision. You're excited, maybe a little surprised, but then it hits you. They haven't really explained why. In Korea, you might encounter this thing where decisions are made and the why isn't immediately apparent. Your first instinct might be to ask, why, or challenge the decision, especially if you come from a culture where open discussion is encouraged. But trust me, in this scenario, a bit of patience and observation will go a long way. Korean managers often make decisions based on a bigger picture, things like company-wide priorities, long-term goals, or their own experience and intuition. They might not always spell it out, but there's usually a well-thought-out reason behind their choices. So instead of jumping into question mode, take a step back. Try to understand the context. What are the company's goals? What challenges are they facing? Over time, you'll start to pick up on their decision-making style. When presenting your own ideas, offer multiple options and address potential concerns your boss might have. It's all about building trust and understanding. Remember, in many Korean companies, the decision-making process is deeply rooted in respect for hierarchy and collective harmony. This means that sometimes decisions are made to maintain group cohesion and avoid conflict. By observing and understanding these nuances, you can better navigate the workplace and contribute more effectively. So next time you're in a meeting and a decision is made without much context, take a moment to reflect. Think about the bigger picture and the underlying reasons. It's a valuable skill that will serve you well in any professional setting. Let's talk about a phrase that can be a little deceiving. Do as you see fit. You're given a task, your manager utters those words, and you think, great, freedom to be creative. You pour your heart and soul into it, and then it gets sent back with a bunch of revisions. Here's the thing. In Korea, do as you see fit doesn't always mean you have complete creative control. It often translates to figure it out until it aligns with what I have in mind. It's like a puzzle where the picture on the box is hidden. Instead of taking do as you see fit literally, pay close attention to how things are done around you. Watch how your colleagues handle similar tasks. If you get the chance, observe your manager's work style. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Instead of just asking what needs to be done, try asking how it's usually done. For example, you could say, I'm working on this report. Could you show me an example of a similar report that was well received? It might take a bit of trial and error, but over time, you'll start to pick up on the unspoken preferences and expectations. You'll begin to understand the nuances of what good looks like in that specific context. Remember, communication is key. Regularly check in with your manager to ensure you're on the right track. Feedback is a valuable tool. Use it to refine your approach and align more closely with expectations. Over time, as you become more attuned to these subtleties, you'll find that your work is not only accepted, but celebrated. So, while do as you see fit might seem like a green light for creativity, it's really an invitation to understand and adapt to the unspoken rules of your workplace. Embrace this challenge, and you'll not only meet expectations but exceed them, becoming a valued member of your team. Now, let's talk about manuals, those trusty guides that walk you through every step of a process. In many Western companies, detailed manuals are the norm, but in Korea, you might find that manuals are, well, a little less comprehensive. This isn't because they don't value documentation, it's just that many tasks are seen as situational, requiring on-the-spot judgment and experience rather than a rigid set of rules. So, how do you navigate this ambiguity? Through observation, asking questions, and a willingness to dive in and learn by doing. Don't be afraid to shadow colleagues and see how they handle different tasks. Ask if you can sit in on meetings or calls to observe how decisions are made and how information is shared. Embrace the opportunity to learn through experience. One thing you'll quickly learn about Korean work culture is that things can change quickly. The pace is fast and the environment is ever evolving. One minute you're working on one project and the next, there's a new priority. New market trends emerge, customer needs shift, and suddenly your focus has to change. Business goals get adjusted. It's all part of the dynamic nature of the Korean business world. This constant state of flux requires a high level of adaptability. This can be a bit of a shock if you're used to things moving at a slower, more predictable pace. The rapid changes can be overwhelming at first. But here's the thing. Being able to adapt and embrace change is seen as a major strength in Korean work culture. It's about demonstrating agility, resilience, and a proactive mindset, and a willingness to go with the flow. Flexibility is not just encouraged, it's expected. So how do you thrive in this environment? It starts with a mindset shift. Let go of the need to control everything, embrace the unexpected, understand that change is a constant. Be open to shifting priorities and new directions, even if they seem to come out of nowhere. This openness will serve you well, even if they seem to come out of nowhere. Instead of resisting change, see it as an opportunity. Try to see it as an opportunity for growth and learning. Each change brings new experiences and lessons. By demonstrating a positive attitude and a willingness to adapt, you show that you are a valuable team member. You'll not only survive but thrive in this dynamic work environment. Your ability to adapt will set you apart. In Korean work culture, flexibility is key. It's the cornerstone of success in this fast-paced world. Let's talk about promotions. In many Western companies, promotions are often seen as a direct result of individual performance. You hit your targets, you exceed expectations, you climb the ladder, but in Korea, it's a little more nuanced than that. While performance is important, seniority also plays a significant role in promotion decisions. It's about recognizing experience, loyalty, and understanding of the company culture. So while you should strive to excel in your role, remember that building relationships, demonstrating loyalty, and embracing the company culture are equally important factors in your career progression. Promotions are about the overall value you bring to the organization. To sum it up, Korean work culture can feel mysterious at first, but once you understand the unspoken rules, you'll find your place. Be observant, flexible, and patient. Learn from your colleagues, adapt to changes, and eventually, you'll become someone who gets it. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, and as always, be kind to one another.